Here's my short interview with my brilliant client Stuart, who I worked with for 12 weeks on fat loss, improving habits, and body composition. His whole family felt the benefit of the things he learned along the way. Stuart lost 7.5 kilos, that's over a stone, in that time, and shed 11 centimetres from around the belly. He saw huge improvements with eating habits, daily behaviours and routines, even whilst navigating a busy part of the year with his own milestone birthday and his daughter's birthday, plus a social Easter period. His mindset improved on numerous fronts and his BMI dropped out of the obese category for the first time in years, firmly into the much safer zone. A truly transformational journey. Listen to his thoughts at the end to understand the full impact.
So my name's Stuart. I'm 50, married with two teenage daughters. Very demanding professional career. Do a bit of volunteering for a local judo club on a weekend, and typically find myself with not masses of free time.
What was your kind of goal or your reason for signing up to work with me?
I guess a few reasons really. Now I'm reached the ripe old age of 50. Finding what to sort my act out and get a few things in place that I've managed to struggle or I'd struggled with before. Years of poor habits. I mean, it's taken me a long time to get myself into the state I was in terms of weight and lifestyle and diet. So yeah, all attempts I previously had to achieve this had, in one way or another, ended up in failure. They might have lasted for a while because they weren't sustainable. Ultimately, you end up back where you started over some period of time. So I think I reached a stage where I realized I needed some one-to-one expert help. And also I knew some people who'd worked with
What
yourself.
happened after you signed up? How did we kind of start the process?
So after the initial sign up, I submitted some sort of information, food diaries, body measurements, exercise habits, that sort of thing. Then we had a face-to-face at my house where the personalized plan and all the numbers that I was going to be aiming for were kind of explained in a very understandable way that made sense. I think I knew bits and pieces before, but even from that first meeting, a few sort of pennies start to drop and dots start to be connected around how this is going to work. So yeah, that was really good.
What would you say is your biggest lesson from the whole process?
I think that I can finally say I'm achieving my goals. I mean, my goals have always been the same: losing weight, eating healthier. Exercise has never been a massive Achilles heel of mine, but it's something that you can always do a bit better at. So that's kind of something which is it's helped and all while having like a minimal impact on how much I eat. I mean, what I eat has changed, but how I eat and how the composition of the food and the meals, nothing's been off limits, nothing's been banned. It's just about getting best value for money from the food I'm eating. I'm still surprised at how much I can consume or should be consuming even to make the magic work. Yeah, because it's more satisfying than my previous food choices. I find myself not snacking or just lazily eating as I would have done before.
What's been the best outcome or result from this whole process?
Um, I guess the best outcome is not only my firmly on my way to achieve my goals. I'm doing it without having to make what I would generally call any sacrifices. I mean, I suppose that's one of the big fears that people have when they start embarking on a journey like this. Oh, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have to really be careful with this. It's never once felt like that. I think it's about getting the combinations right and everything else falls into place. I mean, we spoke many times around how we still got this in the house and I do still enjoy some of that, but I'm just not drawn to it in the ways I would have done before. I think that's because I'm now equipped with the life skills around my diet and educated around things like food macros and all that kind of stuff combined will see me well to where I am now. But also it's embedded now, so it's kind of will really see me well into the future.
Have you felt any other sort of knock-on benefits or improvements in other areas from working with me on this?
Yeah, so I touched on. I got a couple. I suppose there's lots like you could go into, but I suppose one the fact that a massive thing for me and anyone who knew me well and intimately, like close family, will know how bad I'd be for binge eating, and it's just how that doesn't, with my new eating style, my cravings for sugary and sweet foods is practically stopped. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't wear a halo now, and doesn't mean I still enjoy a sweet thing, but it's just about it fits in with my overall or daily or weekly sort of meal plans and just how I feel. Nothing's off limits, and that's always been a key thing you've made clear from the very beginning. Which again, that's a massive reassurance for anyone. I get it was for me, but anyone's gonna be in the same boat. If you like a drink on a weekend or a social event, and you enjoy a bit of chocolate or something as and when, then you're paranoid that's going to be kind of outlawed. But no, there's no such thing. You're very good at explaining how it all works. Is if you try and deny yourself that, it's just going to work completely the other way. And you get the way we tell kids, the more you tell a kid you can't have something, the more they're going to want to go and do it. But we're exactly the same with the food and things that we consume. It's just about building it into a balanced overall diet, really. And another major benefit, I would say, really, is the way it's had a knock-on effect with my family. My partner has always been pretty good with her food choices, and I would say exercises much better self-control than I've ever done. But both her and my children are now much more aware of sort of macros, and particularly protein. That's been a constant buzzword around the house since I've been doing this, on the mad protein hunt, and it's literally been infectious with them, and they're making a lot more informed, better choices. And actually said, I had to go and get a loaf of bread the other day for them. I said, oh, get a normal white loaf, and they went, oh no, I don't want white. And I got a wholemeal loaf on their request. It's like, wow. I think again, that's not necessarily like protein, but it's still a healthier choice than the white loaf.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really, really pleased because it's actually benefiting through other people what I've done. So yeah, really pleased with that.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, like you said, you're leading the way, and you're inspiring them as well to sort of eat healthily, fuel themselves well, and kind of be part of it together. So that's really good.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did you feel about investing that much money in yourself before starting?
I suppose having never done anything like this before and thinking that a bit of perhaps an outdated idea or way of thinking that it should be within anybody to sort themselves out, and it's all about self-control and discipline. I was a little bit apprehensive about spending money initially, when ultimately I should be able to sort of grasp this ball by the horns and sort it out myself. But yeah, I suppose that was some of my initial thoughts around it.
Yeah, and what do you think about that investment now that you've kind of finished working with me?
Well, definitely think differently. I now realise it, like many people. I mean, I guess some people can do it themselves. They're that strong-willed and strong-minded, and they'll maybe do the research and educate themselves in ways that I've probably tried before, but fell massively short because it is a science unto itself. I couldn't do it on my own. That's been unequivocal, and every penny I've spent has been, you can spend money on many things in life, and they'll give you, instant satisfaction, instant gratification, give you that image you wanted, but they'll instantly devalue or start devaluing and become worthless over time. But I knew from leading up to the decision to do it, I knew that it would, this was an investment in my future, in terms of health and all, delaying onset of things in later life and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's of all the fads and diets and changes that I previously made, none were nutritionally tailored to my unique needs. And I couldn't have achieved the success that I have to date on my own. And yeah, it's been brilliant.
And how do you feel about moving forward by yourself now?
I now feel much more confident and informed on how to manage myself and fueling my body for success. Been taught, I've learned new ways of thinking about food, as well as developing some of my own logics and little, I guess everyone do the same. You take on board the message and the learning, but in order to make it work for you, you probably might need to just twist it a bit in your own head. And, oh, okay, so I'll think about it this way. Like I said, the one we've done about is that I think about the daily calorie amount that I'm working towards as like a financial budget. I want to get best value for my money, and that kind of worked for me. It's just like it made it stick. Yeah, so if I ever, but I think one thing I would say is if I ever do, for whatever reason, I mean, life throws up things, and some things can just moderately throw you off, and other things can completely derail you without even sort of realizing it. If it's taken me a long time to get to this point, and I've achieved everything I wanted to so far, which, yeah, I suppose there's always a little bit of doubt in everyone's mind. Will it work? Will I get there? So having got to where I am and keep going, there's no way on earth I'm going to let it slip or throw it away. So if either something was to happen and obviously throw me off course sufficient, I think I need a rebalance and refocus here. Or alternatively, if I want to work on new goals, as I work towards maintenance and anything else, I might want to sort of up my strength sort of profile, then I'd 100% be coming back to you and engaging on that sort of stuff, because success builds success, and that's what I've learned. So,
is there anything else you want to just add yourself about any of this sort of process, or how you feel about things?
Just basically how transformational it's been. It really has, because I think some display it more openly or outwardly than others, but I think there's a bit in all of us we're not happy with aspects of our life, and that in terms of our physical selves, and how everyone's attempted something at least a few times, and the world we live in and the way it's things are marketed, it's almost an impossible task to try and make these changes and make them stick. And I certainly know that I tried many times, either something I would have shared with people or something I wouldn't have done. I just kept it to myself and trying to do this for myself. Yeah, nothing has come close. It's just been the things I've learned and the things you've taught me. I mean, some of it just there's a bit of some stuff will go over, but so much sticks as well. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Things around like the total daily energy expenditure sort of profile. I find that really enlightening and empowering. About not going absolutely smashing yourself to bits in a gym and expecting that to make all the difference, because it won't. And managing your calories over not just a day but a week or longer, you can sort of really build in flexibility for life events, and letting your hair down and all that stuff. As I found really like, wow, it's simple, but I never I never thought of it before. It's just not obvious. It's not obvious to people unless it's told to them. But yeah, it's just that word really transformational, and it continues to be so. So just want to say thanks from the bottom of my heart for working with me and getting to where I'm getting me to where I currently am. It's been huge.
Yeah, awesome. No, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you.